Talofa Faithful, how is it going? It is the Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review show. Just me this week. TJ and Jamie have other commitments there to take care of today. So we are just going to do a quick recap of what has happened so far this week with the 49ers in the news. There's been a few things that have come out. Some of it just been a little bit more late this afternoon and stuff like that that's happened. And then we're going to do our first mock draft of this offseason. Obviously, this is a way too soon mock draft. We can argue over which, for tonight's, I'm going to use PFF. Some people like PFF, some people don't like PFF. We will figure out who likes which one on that. We're going to use all different sorts of mock draft simulators. This is just the one that we are going to be starting with tonight. So thank you very much again for showing up. I'm going to hit the intro, and then we will be right back in just a second. And by the way, this is the last time you're going to hear this intro, because coming up next week, which is the start of Season 8 here on Niner Faithful Radio, we've got a brand new intros, outros, all that kind of stuff. So we'll be right back as soon as I can find it. There it is. Oh, TJ moved everything, so I don't know where anything is anymore. There it is. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. And as you know, our Friday night show is a drinking show. So for tonight, I had some homemade soda that I make with my, I forget what it's called, little air compressor thing. And so I got some Coke Zero with that. And to go with it, I got some Maker's Mark, some good whiskey chosen by the wife for me. All right, so all right, let's get some of these ads out of the way. Again, new ads coming next week. Next Thursday when free agency starts. We're not going to have a Tuesday show, so we will be live on Thursday once free agency starts.
This segment is brought to you by SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code ninerfaithfulradio at SeatGiant.com to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out this show.
Okay, I didn't realize that was the one that TJ was already reading. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be using that one, but I'm going to go ahead and use them anyways.
This segment is brought to you by Shop49ers.com, the official online store of the 49ers. Use our affiliate link in the description to get the latest official Niner gear, save 10%, and help the show as well.
All right, and then we got how's it, Bebop? Thank you for showing up, my brother. And then we got one more, last but definitely not least, we got our sponsor, our proud sponsor of this show, and for all of our shows going forward, to be honest, Power Brand Systems.
Today's episode is sponsored by Power Brand Systems. Need new customers for your business? Let Power Brand Systems help you grow with their powerful tools. Go to powerbrandsystems.com/ninerfaithfulradio for more info.
And again, if you guys are also we have quite a few followers who are also doing their own YouTube thing. If you want to help grow your channel, please check out the links that we have. Excuse me. Below, we have our link for both our things, so you can get in touch with Marco and Christian over at Proud Brand Systems, see what they can do for helping you grow your channel, your small business, anything. I think they're actually rolling out their gamer ones. So those of you guys who just want to do like gaming shows, right, or anything like gaming streams or anything like that, they've got it all help set up for you. We've got more stuff coming again next week with Season 8, and we've been part of them for about a month or so now, and we've definitely seen a growth in pretty much everything we do. Hoping to get some crossover stuff with some fellow Power Brands people like Johnny Dell and John Chapman, but we will definitely see how that works out. Again, Bebop, thank you for showing up, my brother. Thank you very much. And then we got Berto Mr. Berto. How's it, my brother? How y'all feeling about Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers? Good for him. It was about time that the Harbs came back to the NFL. I'm glad that he definitely had to put his time back in college football. It's good to see him win his national championship finally. But yeah, it's good for football. Jim Harbaugh is good for the NFL or any league in general that he shows up on. So yeah, definitely like having Harbaugh back in the NFL. Be a little interesting to see what happens when whether we go there or he, especially if he comes here. Not sure when we play the NFC or excuse me the AFC West again is, but it'll definitely be interesting to see how all of that shows up. All right, so we got that. So the first thing we're going to get into this week, let me pull this up. Oh, before I forget, because of the drinking show, cheers, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let me pull up my slide here. The slides are going to start a little bit different today. The first thing we want to say is RIP to Akira Toriyama. If you guys don't know who that is, he's the creator of Dragon Ball and numerous other video games and animes. I lived in Japan for 10 years, from 8 to 18. I literally learned Japanese to be able to watch and understand Dragon Ball way before it actually hit Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, RIP Akira Toriyama. Thank you for all that. Should be interesting to see what he does next because he was still in the midst of writing Dragon Ball Daima, which is a new one where they kind of go back to being kids again, kind of like they do with GT. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens because apparently he wasn't quite done with that story. But yeah, I just want to get that out there because again, he's pretty much, if you watch anime or any of that kind of stuff, any Japanese inspired, anything for the most part, a lot of it goes back to him. So I just want to get that out there for someone who's done a lot for us over the years. All right, so we are definitely going to be getting into some of the things that have been going on with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan behind the scenes. We have had quite a few things that have happened since the last time we were on this show, and then also in general, since so why is this blowing up all of a sudden? Give me just 1 second. Just got like 6 messages on Facebook at one time, so I want to see that there's nothing stupid going on that I'm missing. Nope. All right, so nothing important. So we're talking about some about behind the scenes stuff. All right, so the first one is obviously from last week. We didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. More important, Roberto, the creator of Vegeta. I'm more of a Vegeta fan personally. Everybody has their personal favorite between Goku and Vegeta. I'm a Vegeta fanboy. Maybe now Vegeta can actually win a fight. Some of the transactions that have happened since the last time we were on the Weekend Review show is obviously the hiring of Brandon Staley as an assistant head coach. And then we also named Nick Sorensen our defensive coordinator. Just go quickly because I'm sure this topic has been beat to death over the last week or so. It's an interesting hire. Not surprised that we had an inside man being promoted. Didn't seem to like Kyle didn't seem to like how it worked out with hiring from the outside and Steve Wilkes trying to learn our system, without bringing over any of his assistants or anything. He would try to change and try to force a square peg into a round circle, basically. I think Steve Wilkes is a really good coach. Just did not fit. So Steve Wilkes got hired somewhere else. His defense will be fine. Our defense was good, but it obviously was not the same defense that we were used to having on this time. Berto, I'm a Vegeta guy as well. Hey man, Vegeta's the way to go, man. Seto Kaba, yeah. I actually had met the guys who do at least the English translations for Dragon Ball. I was working in an event at a con, and I was driving them around, and I got to talk to those two guys while they were using their Goku. Is the guy that does the voices for Vegeta and Goku, and got to sit there and talk to them as I drove them around the con all day about Dragon Ball and stuff like that. Like, meeting all these guys, going to Japan to record. It was pretty good. The other big hire is that we have KJ Wright, former Seahawks linebacker, joining as an assistant linebackers coach, quality control guy. I personally love this hire. I've actually had a chance to talk to KJ Wright once. Very intelligent, very well-spoken guy. You can see that, to me, he was one of the most underrated members of the Legion of Boom and that Seahawks defense in general. A lot of the other guys, they get the big headlines and all that kind of stuff. KJ Wright is a really good mind when it comes to defense. I think it's a really good hire because whether or not Sorensen, works out, whether or not Staley's around or anything like that, we have our basically D'Amico Ryans part 2 quotation marks in the building. You got that young, energetic guy. I'm going to love to see what it looks like the first time we go to Seattle next season when he goes back. We're Niners coaching because there's still some guys. There's still probably a few guys on that team that were teammates of his when he was there in Seattle. So it should be interesting to see what happens. Also, the one that happened, I guess, late last night, early this morning, depending on when it broke for you, was that we hired back former Raiders offensive coordinator Mike Lombardi. All we know right now is that he will be an offensive assistant. There's been no designation as to what kind of title he's going to hold. I mean, we still do need a passing coordinator now that Kubiak left. Maybe he jumps into that role. Again, maybe we get someone else promoted into that role, and then he takes just quote unquote, a lower position in the organization. But interesting hire. He was here from 2013 to 2016 under Harbaugh. I don't know much about what this changes as far as what Kyle wants. Maybe he can even be an assistant quarterback coach to help out Brian Greasy with whoever we're bringing in to be the backup quarterbacks. So yeah, definitely an interesting hire on this one. Seems to be a young, smart guy. Did some good things with obviously not Jimmy G. I can't think of the other guy who was starting over for the Raiders. All I can think of is what's his father from Super Troopers, because that's what it looks like. That's the only thing I can't think of. I think it's Aiden something. Now it's going to bug me. So let me look it up. Look up our lads. Who was the starting quarterback after Jimmy got benched? Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, and actually he had a decent season to start off with. It'd be interesting. I'm curious if they're going to be drafting a quarterback in the draft. They probably will, to be honest with you. They probably don't think he has a whole lot of upside, but we'll see what he does with that. Next on the list, we had Colton McKivitz signed a 1-year, $7 million extension, and I know a lot of people are completely freaking the hell out. This is actually good because it moves some money around, frees up some cap space. I want to say it's like almost $5 million of it is guaranteed. So a lot of it's, it's for the cap. It's good. I know everybody has an issue with Colton McKivitz, especially with his pass blocking, giving up almost 50 pressures on the entire season. But whether or not we draft somebody younger or better, or maybe even get somebody in free agency who's better, Colton McKivitz is somebody you definitely want on this team. He's worked his way up. Yes, he's not all pro material. We get that. Colton McKivitz's best position is kind of almost like how I saw Daniel Brunskill, where he'd be a really good swing tackle who can fill in other positions, even at center if need be. He can play all across the line. You definitely want someone like Colton McKivitz as your sixth man for your offensive lineman. And that's what he's best at. The unfortunate thing for Colton is that he was getting every team's best rusher. And when you have that, you're going to get dogged on when it comes to stats and all that kind of stuff. You're kind of handed a shit position, and I think he did as well as he could with everything that he did. Like I said, He's going against the best of the best every day, every down. Every day, the team's best edge rushers are coming at him over and over and over. Yes, he is definitely not Trent Williams, but ask yourself, would you want him at the price that we have him now, or overpaying Mike McGlinchey, who is only marginally better overall? Yes, Mike McGlinchey was an amazing run blocker, but he wasn't that much better as a pass protector. So you'd be paying, 2 to 3 times the salary for Colton McKivitz if we had kept or re-signed and Mike McGlinchey. So I like this signing. Hopefully, yeah, but I do hope that we are drafting someone long term to take over that position from him, or we're signing somebody in free agency who can also take over from that position. So that's Colton McKivitz. We'll be seeing him for a little while longer. And then we also got our compensatory picks for this year's draft. They are going to be the 99, the 132, the 175th, the 211th, and 215th pick in next year's draft. Now, you're probably wondering why I got Jimmy laughing down here in the corner right here. Well, Jimmy's decided to fuck us one more time. So because he did so well, or excuse me, so bad, being the Rangers starter for what, 4 or 5 weeks, I think is what it was, between his injuries and everything else like that, Jimmy should have been a 3rd round compensatory pick. But because of how bad he played, it dropped down to this 4th round pick. So once again, Jimmy Garoppolo screwing us. But yeah, he loves that. Jimmy is sitting somewhere smiling, loving the fact that he screwed us out of a better draft pick because of his poor play as usual. So yeah, we have got a ton of picks. Coming up in the draft. We got to definitely get some. I know everybody's scared of taking another defensive tackle / edge, but we definitely need help in those. We're pretty bare right now when it comes to D linemen. So, speaking of D linemen, the last actual slide that I have for tonight, the 49ers have called the Broncos about inquiring about trading for DJ Jones. Now, I am all for bringing back DJ Jones. I don't know if we're definitely going to be making a huge splash in free agency, like, picking up another Javon Hargraves type of defensive player, defensive lineman specifically. What is up, Mr. McNiner? And because David is here.
Sorry-ass man. Shalom. Sorry-ass man. Shalom.
So I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to cost us. Maybe we get to Denver to eat some of the. DJ Jones has been. His name has come up to be a possible cap casualty going in pretty soon, so he might end up just getting cut. And that's probably the reason why we're trying to call Denver right now. Is if we can trade for him, definitely get DJ Jones back. He's definitely the run stopper that we don't have right now. Yes, Armstead definitely does shore up the middle quite a bit when he's playing as the run stopper. But how many games are we guaranteeing he's going to be able to play because of his injury history right now? And imagine if you had Javon Hargraves, Eric Armstead, DJ Jones as just the main 3 in the rotation between defensive tackles, that to me is a mean trio. What's David got up here? James Richard Garoppolo does not James Richard Garoppolo. Yeah, exactly. He's not a team player. A lot of folk claimed he was. Yeah, he's done nothing since being a Raider. Like you said, he failed the PED test. Now he's screwing us for this. Lost his starting position. Like I said, I want to say it was like week 5 or 6. It was pretty early on. I want to say he got hurt week 1. But it's been so long. Wow, week 1 seems like it was like an eternity ago. But yeah, so not a whole lot out of Jimmy at all. For all the money they spent on him, we all kind of laughed when we saw the amount of money he was making. But Josh McDaniels was damn sure he finally had his quarterback. He loved him when they were both in New England together. But yeah, definitely get DJ Jones back. We got DJ Jones back and then loaded up on young rookie defensive linemen and edges. I would be completely happy. I want to say, is that the last one? Yep, that is the last one that I have on that right now. So let's close that. Let's see. Now I'm going to pull up, and we are going to do our first mock draft of this season. Obviously, this is a way too early mock draft, but we're going to do it anyways just because I'm flying solo tonight, and I need to kill at least another 10 to 15 minutes on this show. So there you go, mock draft simulator. And again, we can all argue over which is the best mock draft simulator. I particularly like PFF, but I also know PFF has some of its issues. When we do a couple more of these later on during the offseason leading up to the draft, we'll be using different sites for drafting. But I think we would just start with PFF tonight. We're going to take off the randomness down to about 0. We don't want to see any crazy random draft picks. We'll leave these ones for positional value and draft for teams' needs. Obviously, we will select the San Francisco 49ers, and we will enter the draft. I'd be surprised if there was anybody but Caleb Williams picked at number 1. So let's see what happens. All right, so let's go back up here and see who has been picked so far. How many tackles? Because I know everybody wants us to grab a tackle, so let's see how many tackles have gone so far. Ooh, Brock Bowers, a tight end at number 5. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tackles have already gone in the first round, which is what I'm hearing from a lot of people, that tackles is the position that is a pretty good heavy, especially in the beginning, the first round, second round. There's lots of tackles that we could pick up in that are just day one starters. I'm kind of surprised that many went so quick, but so let's see what we have right now on the board. Let me open this up a little bit so we can see a little bit more on the screen. That really didn't help out a whole lot, did it? All right. So we've got, for our needs, according to these guys, we need offensive linemen and quarterbacks. So let's see what we got. We got Zach Frazier out of West Virginia. Kool-Aid McKinstry. Wow, he's dropping all the way down there. I would definitely like some Kool-Aid. TJ Tampa, I spent a lot of time watching those guys from Iowa. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Who's below us right now? So our next pick would be, who wants to trade? 33. Because the next big time tackle that we could get would be Jordan Morgan. And a lot of these teams could probably use him. But it's kind of a deep draft of tackles. So let's see. We can trade with the Panthers, the Picks, the Commanders, the Titans at 38. That would be pushing it. So if we want to trade, we really move down 3. Let's talk about the Patriots, 34 for our 31. They give us our 68? I didn't think so. 104. Be nice to have a pick in between there. All right, let's move down 3 spots and see what happens when we get this. Zoom draft. All right, do we get our tackle? All right, so we are now at number 34. Jordan Morgan is still on the. See, we can still pick up. See, I don't think we're as bad as cornerback as a lot of people say we are. Yes, we definitely need someone as our slot, depending on what kind of a quarterback that we pick. What we would do with Demo. But as far as our starting, if we don't find, if we go into the next season and the starting quarterbacks are Demo and Ward again, I am completely happy. You know what? let's just go ahead and take Jordan Morgan, because everybody wants to take a tackle. Let's see. So the pros on him: nice overall athlete, good explosives, good running speed, wide imposing base. That's definitely a good thing that he's got a nice wide base. Good hand placement. Can get pushed a bit. Let's see. Good anchor technique, but lengths, the sand in the pants to truly stop him cold. All right. Shorter slides in his kick slides. Okay. But I think that's stuff that you can definitely work on. We are going to go ahead and take Jordan Morgan. All right. See what it's like. All right. Now let's see what we got our new pick at number 63. All right. Again, the needs are still definitely offensive lineman and cornerback. Let's scroll down a little bit, see what we got here. Anybody worth? Xavier Worthy is definitely somebody I definitely would like to see. One of the quickest guys in the NFL, or that was one of the quickest guys at the combine. Anybody else? Oh, we can see. We can even grab him maybe. Trade down again and get Blake Fisher, but we've already got one tackle. Let's see what's his analysis. Extended too often, feet move. Well, he fits good in a man gap scheme. Wide base. Let's see, how big is he? He is 6'6", 312. Well, let's see what else we can pick up here. Up top, we got Christian Haynes. I think we need a linebacker more than I think. Is it true Xavier Worthy is from Fresno? Hold on, let's take a look. Let's see what it says on it. There you go. First look. Yep, there it is right there. Fresno, California. Definitely nice to bring back the hometown guy. I'd almost take a backer. I know a lot of people are high on Winters as Graham, filling in for Greenlaw next year, depending on how he comes back from his injury. I'm not so certain, if you will. I don't want someone who's serviceable as a linebacker. We need a bona fide stud at number 2. So for the most part, we're going to play a 4-2-5 defense. So I want a bona fide stud at number 2. Could Beal or Winters be those guys? Possibly. Winters or Graham be that guy? Possibly. But obviously, depending on how Dre Greenlaw comes back, I don't know. What else do we got here? Linebacker. Any corners we could take? No, there's no good corners for quite some time. You know what? Let's go ahead and check out guard Christian Haynes. First look, which would bode well for a zone blocking scheme and as a puller for man gap scheme. So he definitely would fix it up. What's up, Mr. John LaJoy? How's it going, my brother? Thank you for showing up. All right, let's see what he is. 6'2", 313, so he's a little short, but that's good. I like the guards to be a little bit shorter than my tackles. Let's see. Does it have the stats? Spot, okay, man. You know what? Let's go ahead and take our new guard, depending on because we don't know if we're going to be signing John Feliciano back. So let's go ahead and take Christian Haynes. All right. You're at number 94. You know what? Let's see. We still haven't taken a cornerback yet. Let's take a look at cornerbacks. Next one is going to be Max Melton. Let's see what we got in here first look. Slot might be his best role. 6 foot, 190. See, analysis. Experience and press, but better we can play off coverage, especially as the outside cornerback. I like that one. Hot and sticky. Okay. I like the fluid hips. You can change direction pretty quickly. You know what? Let's go ahead and take our first cornerback. Let's take Max Melton. Then obviously we only got a few more picks. Let's see what we got. Let's see, all position: Buck Irvin, Sivante Vaki. Let's see, he's 6'3", 305. See, and I want someone who high flow rotational player with starting potential. Let's see. What else we got here? You know what? At number 98, we are going to take Dominic. I'm going to take Dominic Puni. Yeah, maybe not. What about a center? Let's look at a center here. Bo Limmer. .6'5", 307, a little tall for a center. I don't have anything from him. Stats actually regressed a little bit. But he played some really damn good teams. You know, we're going to take Dominic Puni because I don't have much faith in what we have as far as tackles. So we'll take Puni. All right. Who do we got here? We really need to look at some edge players. The next one isn't until 111. Grayson Murphy is a guy I know a lot of people are pretty high on. All right, top overall. At this point in the draft is where you almost just start taking the best available. The best available that we have for our needs right now is going to be Bo Limmer, the center from Arkansas. So we're going to go ahead and get that. We're going to go ahead and get the replacement either now or in the future for Brendo. All right. Whew. So you've got lots of tackles. Take what, 3 tackles now? The analysis says that we're going to take a running back. Do we need a running back? Let's see. I'm still looking at these guys. 6'4", 245. Nope. Too small for what I want. Mason is 6'6", 315. That's a nice size. Let's see. Slow off the ball. Active but reckless hands. Might not trust his knee. Did he have an injury? Yep, injury. Nope. No more injured players on this team. Now, Logan Lee is someone I did watch a lot of. Logan Lee can definitely get to the butt. You know what? I've watched Logan Lee a lot. I've watched enough Iowa Hawkeye football. I definitely am going to take. It's a little bit of an overdraft because right now we're at 132, and he's already down at 146. But I would definitely take him over some of these other guys because, like I said, I've definitely seen his tape already. All right, so let's see what's up. We are up at now 176. Yeah, there's a guy everybody wants, Luke McCaffrey. Let's take a look at him. He is 6'2", 195. Jalen Simpson, Tariq Still, cornerback. Let's see. Well, I wouldn't mind having Luke McCaffrey. It's kind of an over. Well, it's not an over. There's only 4 picks. Would we trade back with anybody? 78. We'll take both their picks. Screw it. Let's take both their picks. All right, now I am more comfortable picking Luke McCaffrey. So for all those people who want the McCaffrey brothers on there you go. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This one just fell into our lap. Can we not? There's not an option for this, is there? We're taking Luke McCaffrey. It's almost like this is a sign from the seven gods that we must take Frank Gore Jr. So we're going to have Frank Gore Sr. get on the phone and call his kid, Frank Gore Jr., and tell him, come on home, son. You're going to be a 49er. All right. Let's see. All right. Now with a lot of these, it's almost best on the board. So we got back-to-back picks. Still not happy with the offensive line. Let's see. We got Andrew Cooker. He is 6'7", 215. Tanner Bortolini, who I did see run at the combine, looked really fast. 6'4", 310. So you know what? We're going to take another tackle who could possibly play in the guard. You know what? Now we're going to take this guy because I saw him run the draft. He might be able to transition over to being a guard position and, have some of that speed that he can pull and do some of the stuff that we ask him. So we're going to take Tanner Bortolini. All right, and then in the second slot, let's see, we go scroll down a little bit. Let's look at soaring up that out. We need a linebacker. Linebacker, we got Jalen Ford, 6'3", 242. It's a nice, solid guy. Not running back, halfback. Declan Hardy. Small size kind of bothers me there. I still say we need another linebacker to bring into the fold, so let's go ahead and grab Jalen Ford. 2 picks left. Tualia Tagovailoa. Oh, we need a quarterback. He's definitely mobile like his brother. You know what? Let's go ahead and grab the next Tua. Let's grab little Tua. I do believe that we are going to be drafting at least one quarterback in the draft. Might as well be someone that comes with a little bit of stock behind him. So let's go ahead and grab Tualia. And then for our absolute last pick in the draft, who do we got here? Check out Layden Timpson, 6'4", 315, good size. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what is a 49ers draft without drafting a running back? So let's see, who do we got out here? This guy, 5'9", 195, so a short and stocky. 5'10", 2'2". I like a little bit of a bigger size on him. Carson Steele, 6'1", 225. That's a nice pounder. You know what? Let's pick up Isaiah Johnson. All right, let's go ahead and check that draft. And then let's see how we did on our first mock draft for the 2024. We got A-, B+, 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 B, C-, C+, B-, B-. We got an overall B. So that was our first draft for this one. We got tackle Jordan Morgan, guard Christian Haynes, cornerback Max Milton, tackle Dominic Pooney, center Boa Limmer, defensive lineman Logan Lee, wide receiver Luke McCaffrey, halfback Frank Gore the Jr., center Tanner Bortolini, linebacker Jalen Ford, quarterback Tualia Tagovailoa, and then halfback Isaiah Johnson. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank you for all of you guys who showed up. Again, we're not going to be doing our typical Tuesday show. I will, however, be joining 49ers Media Angelo on his show Monday at 4 p.m., so please make sure to check out his. In fact, let me throw his up there. YouTube. Let's do 49ers Media. Why can't I find his channel? I just want to. Oh, why can't I find this channel? Hold up. I'm going to put it. I know how to find it. Go here. Oh, 49er Media Plug. All right. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me Monday over on 49er Media and Shows channel. We'll be starting our show at 4 o'clock. And also tonight, we've got 49ers Variety Show. I believe we got David McNiner doing his show. We got John LaJoy doing his show. Brian Cope is going to be doing his show. Here in a few minutes, I do believe Beto is going to be starting his show over on Niner Sickness podcast. So let's see. What did Bebop say? God damn this computer. Encore Carcast, how's it doing, my man? Thank you for showing up. You're at Disney. Have a good time out there, brother. Well, don't talk to us. Go enjoy Disney. The only time I've ever been to Disney is the Disney in Japan. And we almost got kicked out because on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, where you're taking the slide, you take the little long thing. We put our hands down, and we held our log flotation, our log boat thing, and then we all jumped off. And so somewhere in this house, I've got a cup from, like they have on the side stuff where they put there. This I've got a couple of coins. Yeah, I thought they were gonna kick us dumb Americans out. It's for a school trip, then behave. All right, everybody, that's it for now for us. Again, for Niner Faithful Radio, thank you very much for showing up on this Friday show. Cheers to everybody. Y'all have a good weekend. Free agency tampering starts Monday. It's almost here. We're all going to be having a bunch of content to start covering here till next week. So again, next week, no Tuesday show. We will be going live. I think we're actually going to start a little bit earlier on Thursday, just in case things start popping up. But stay tuned. You guys know where to follow us on all the social medias. It's just Niner Faithful Radio. Again, Fa'i Fatai, Tele Lava. One love, chat. Thank you very much.